Welcome back to another episode of The Basement. I'm your host, Wyatt. Well, it's that time again where millions of Americans gather around their TV on Tuesday night to watch America's favorite grandpa and think, why do we still have the Electoral College? And many people fully understood that the results you see on Tuesday night are probably not what's going to happen in the overall election. I mean, 90% of what you saw was some guy in a suit pointing at all the percentages and saying, here's what we know right now. Are these the final results? No. But are we going to show these to you anyways? Absolutely. And when they ran out of things to talk about, they went to the congressional elections, which was just a bunch of names that you didn't know, so you just sat there thinking, oh man, I hope my color wins. I mean, election night is the only night where a weatherman isn't the only guy in a suit pointing at a map of the US and just making wild guesses about what he thinks is going to happen tomorrow. And the whole election really was just these two getting into a little fight and getting the entire United States involved. And Tuesday night might have been the first time that some of you heard of Joe Jorgensen. And we're willing to bet that a lot of you pictured someone looking like this way before you pictured someone looking like this. And this episode of The Basement, we have a special exclusive interview with someone who was actually working the polls on election night. Let's go over to him now. Hi, thanks for having me on the show. Of course. So, what was it like being a poll worker? It was pretty much just 4 hours of boredom. We didn't do anything exciting, really. Come on, it must have been at least like a little exciting with all the talk that's been going on about this election. Not really. I mean, you see all this stuff about like a civil war and rioting, but it was just very, very calm. The only thing people were upset about is standing in a long line. It was more like volunteering at the DMV. Well, at least people showed up. That's a good sign. Okay, I mean, there was one thing that was like a little weird. They had Trump and Biden signs everywhere, as if like people were showing up like, oh man, what am I doing here? Who do I vote for? I haven't had information about these candidates shoved down my throat for the past 5 months. Well, thanks for your experience and coming on the show. Cool to see someone who voted and volunteered at the polls. Oh, well, I actually didn't vote since I'm only 17. You didn't vote? Get him out of here. Get him out of here immediately. Go on. I don't want to see him. Wait, no, We're truly sorry about that interview interrupting the broadcast. It won't happen again. Our movie review for this week is a movie called Amateur, where a boy named Tehran is super good at basketball and then goes to live in basically an oversized dumpster because of how good he is at basketball. And Tehran's teammates are all older than him, but they just bully him for no reason. Like, Tehran will say, hi, and then they'll just make fun of him for absolutely no reason. And then in the next scene, they're like great friends. It doesn't make any sense. This movie also tries so hard to be dramatic about Tehran's home life and the struggles that his family's going through, but they just don't explain it well enough for it to make sense, so it's just not compelling at all. It'd be like if you were watching Ferris Bueller's Day Off, but you skipped the scene where Ferris fakes sick to his parents. The movie would make no sense. One important thing I did learn from this movie, though, is that if you work really hard, you might be able to make it into a professional sports league, unless you're Tehran's dad. This episode of The Basement was brought to you by Island in the Middle of Nowhere. Are you stressed about America's current state? You're stressed about America's current state of affairs. Don't lie. So you should try Island in the Middle of Nowhere. Island in the Middle of Nowhere is a great escape from all the technology that's been bothering you and your friend that just won't shut up about the election. While you're at Island in the Middle of Nowhere, you'll learn all sorts of new things, like how to go one day without checking your phone, and how to get water from coconuts. Fascinating stuff. And once you're ready to come back from Island in the Middle of Nowhere, just let us know. Now, how you're going to do that without your phone? We don't know. That's not our problem. And if you can't figure it out, you'll be stuck there. Forever. Thanks for watching another episode of The Basement. I'm your host, Wyatt. And don't forget to let me know what movie you want me to review next time down in the comments. I'll see you next time.